Whoops! Hello, everybody. Welcome back to this show. I am JJW. That is Deacon. We're on the wrong sides again. It's okay. Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Cupid, which is so cute and warm. It warms the cockles of the heart to know that there's someone out there that wants true love for you, and that's Eros. And Eros is not the same thing as that cuddly love. Eros has got some intentions.
He's the Greek god of love.
Oh, he's got something on his mind.
I don't know what you're trying to insinuate, JJ. Hello. Happy Valentine's Day.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. I hope that everyone out there lives in true love. Oh, well, aren't you up early? Lady, you
wow.
are way too early.
Speaking of Valentine's Day and your love walks in.
And I got my little Valentine right here. You're going to have to go back to bed, okay? It is too early. No, it's my Valentine. It's my Valentine.
I've been replaced. It took 4 years and I've been replaced.
Oh,
Happy Valentine's Day.
About to celebrate 20 and I've been replaced. Come here, baby.
Back to bed for you. You look cute. That's her new pajamas or whatever. Mom got him Valentine's presents.
She's got the prettiest hair that curls, those little curls that were coming down. Wow, man. That's so cool. She's got
happy
thing about that's a nice little Valentine's interruption there for the show. That was cute.
That was great. So her hair is like how do I say this? It is super curly and super fine, and she does anything, and she does things all the time. It just gets knotted up, not. So like every day or two, I have to like pour conditioner in her hair and rub it in, and then just comb out her hair, and it is an arduous task.
Are you one of those dads that can do that? I tried to learn how to braid, and I can braid, but I sure suck at it, man. I sure suck at it. Are you one of those dads that's going to learn how to do that?
I know how to braid. I won't do it. I refuse. I'm like, this takes too much time. I don't have time for this.
Oh, well,
I'll put her hair up in ponytails, or I've done these little like Chinese buns. There's two buns on one side. I say Chinese. I don't know, whatever that look is. I've done a bunch of different things in her hair, but I won't braid it. And let me tell you the funniest thing at all is that she's only 4 and she has her own style. And I know you're going to take a break in a minute. She has her own style, and it is like, it doesn't make sense. But my little daughter has invented some sort of like girl version of, what is that where it's long in the back? And what is that?
A mullet?
Yeah, a girl version of the mullet. Here's what it is. She has 1/3 of her hair up in a ponytail here, and then 1/3 of her hair in a ponytail here. And the back of her hair, the back section of her hair will be braided into a braid down her back.
Hey, man. Trend setting.
And it is, and if you try to get by with like, oh, I put your hair up and it's just two things, she'll reach back and she'll be like, where's the braid? You can't get away with it.
My gosh, that's awesome.
And initially I was like just taking her places, and and I would take her and I would be like, I didn't do this. She did.
I always liked watching and hearing about those dads and stepdads and stuff like that, single dads that they would take classes, or they would take lessons from their female friends on, can you help me fix my daughter's hair, because guys just naturally, I don't guess, are very good at that. And another thing, I guess, along that same lines is is like white parents who have adopted an ethnic child with different hair. White people's hair is different than other races' hair. It just is. And it is. I've talked to my black friends before about it.
We do stuff different than our friends that are black, for sure.
And their hair is in those white families that have those kids that take classes to learn how to do stuff with their hair. I think that's very awesome. I think that's cool. Dads that learn how to fix their daughter's hair, you have a little bit more respect from me. I really like that.
I do embarrassingly ask some of our friends, some of our neighbors or friends that are, we have friends that are black, we have neighbors that are black, and every once in a while I'm like, hey, what do you do with your hair? And like, did you get any special treatments? And immediately, and at first it's like they're kind of like, what are you asking for? I'm like, because my daughter's got hair, and I want to make sure that she's good. And like, give me a tip or a trick or something. So one of our friends told us about these brushes. These are the particular kind of brushes that are like super flexible. So when I'm combing her hair out, it like the brush will give before her hair does, and it lets us kind of work the knots out. Oh yeah, it looks like
we don't know
like
this crap as white people. We don't know this crap because we don't. I actually had
look at this brush. If you can see it, look, the brush flexes. So when I brush her hair, it like the brush really gives whenever the knots are too bad. Yeah, and there's some other stuff like that.
I used a certain type of hair oil on my hair that was it was for black guys, but I used it because my skin is so dry and my scalp stays so dry and stuff all the time.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Or maybe you're part black. Maybe. You don't know. How are you going to know? We're all a mix. Who knows?
I guess we could get the DNA thing done. I've got one in my cabinet up there, but I don't want to do it just because I just haven't done it. I don't really.
Right. You don't want the FBI to get a notion of that crime you committed 20 years ago
because they already have that crap. All right. So
take your break.
Netflixstradamus. This is a very interesting title that you've got today, JJ.
Oh, you're about to have to go on a break, dude.
2 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, so I can't see the show, but I know you told me about this. So what's going? So I don't even have anything to bring up because I don't have Netflix to show people. But apparently there's a movie that predicted this awful event in Ohio. Oh, and for those of you who don't know, I don't know how you could not know. There was a derailment in Ohio, and there was a train car carrying 5 cars of this toxic chemical that's used in manufacturing or something. And that train car ran for 20 miles on a broken axle. It had a broken axle. It ran for 20 miles. And then it got to the outskirts of this city of East, whatever the East, I don't know the name. I don't know the name of the area. And it derailed and it caused massive damage, and they set it on fire because that's better than it draining into the groundwater. And now we're finding that fish are in the streams for around 7.5 miles of streams and stuff. Fish are dead, chickens are dead, and
this gets a lot worse than what you're getting at, because we've been talking about this because this is far from me, but it's not going to be too far from me. Right. The repercussions. I have a minute before I have to talk. So
all right, what do you want to say about the Netflix thing?
Yeah, but don't leave this story by the time I get back.
All right.
I'm getting messages this morning. I think one of our kittens has passed away too. So everything's going nuts right now. I know. Jeez.
Yeah. Happy Valentine's.
Jeez. Yeah, no kidding. Jeez.
All right, so I'm gonna see if I can pull up some information about the Ohio derailment for a minute, and then Deacon can tell us about this movie. But apparently, this movie, the entire plot of this movie, centers around a massive environmental event exactly like this.
No, you can talk about the movie if you've got a synopsis on it, because I haven't seen it. I was just made aware of it last night. And then I saw that it was on Netflix, and of course it was like 9:30. I'm like, I ain't watching this right now. I'm going to bed. All right, I'll be right
back. Yeah. White Noise, IMDb. So the movie's called White Noise, and it looked like it had. First of all, there's a bunch of movies called White Noise. So if you're just looking for a movie called White Noise, you're gonna probably find the wrong one. The banner's like orange and black and white, and it has. It's directed and written by Noah Baumbach, and it stars Adam Driver. So Kylo Ren is the star, and the plot of the movie is dramatizes a contemporary American's family attempt to deal with the mundane conflicts of everyday life while grappling with the I don't know, why do they have to write such a terrible plot
Because every single person that writes thinks that they're fucking Stephen King, and they have to write a novel. The wind was blowing gale force on the morning of the train derailment. That's just what they have.
Yeah, right. This came out. I think this came out like in 2021, and basically the event that happens is that there's a train derailment, and this family's basically put out, and they have to deal with it.
It's
and
a
then
chemical
you have all that
in Ohio that's spewing into the air. It's like the exact same thing that's happening.
Right.
It's not just a train derailment. I've had a train derailment over here at the radio station before, but this was a chemical
train derailment that causes a chemical
spill with a huge thing, a plume of smoke that goes into the air. It's like exactly what's happening down in Ohio. And honestly, I was having a conversation with somebody about this yesterday. Those chemicals that were on that, they probably came from right over here beside me. We have a multi-billion-dollar chemical complex that's like 300 yards. It's like a half a mile away from me. It's like a bunch of different chemical plants that make this county what it is. And that's these trains that come through here all the time are hauling chemicals. My dad used to drive a truck, and he would haul chemicals out of over here. One of the byproducts from one of these plants, the only thing that chemical is used for is Colgate Total toothpaste. It's one of the byproducts of something that they make. The only thing in the world that it's used for is Colgate Total toothpaste. So they fill up a tanker truck with this shit. My dad would drive the tanker truck to the Colgate Total plant down in Knoxville, Tennessee, and then drive it back, drive an empty tanker back. And then it's weird. So they'll make one thing, like this chemical plant came over here to do something. Well, they do something and they have byproducts. Well, another chemical plant comes in to take that byproducts and do something else with it. And they take that byproducts and ship it over here. And then that byproducts makes something else, and that goes over here. So now we have all these multi-billion-dollar companies that are owned by Saudi Arabians, is what we've been told. But I really think these chemicals from that Ohio spill have came from over there. We have a lot of that.
It's very possible
right here beside us.
So
and this spill, that's gotten into the water that you was talking about, that's the Ohio River. The Ohio River runs straight past my backyard into the Mississippi River, which runs into the Gulf of Mexico, down past Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas. Does Mississippi River run through Texas? Along the border?
No. I think it's on the other.
Okay,
it's on the other side of Louisiana.
The way that the jet stream goes is going to blow all this to folks up in Pennsylvania, other parts of Virginia, up in Pennsylvania, could get up into New York, up in that area.
Well, like one problem is the massive concentration. It's not like one tanker. It's close. It's like 5 tankers. 5 tankers of this stuff. So it's like a million gallons or so. Maybe even a little bit more than that. And like a spill of a tanker of this would be bad. It would be environmentally damaging. But like it might get diluted as it gets filtered into the ground or as it gets burned off or whatever. But this is a million gallons of this stuff that's on fire. So the chemical that's in this particular spill is called vinyl chloride, which is toxic and flammable. And it somebody was telling me yesterday, it boils at 8 degrees. At 8 degrees, it boils.
Yeah, like 7 or 8 degrees or something like that Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
So that's why not only was it spewing out of the tankers, it was spewing out, boiling, right. Spewing out. So this was not a good thing. It was very interesting that this movie basically predicted it. You think Netflix is precog powers, JJ?
Netflix is like, we're losing subscribers. We have to do something. Let's cause a massive environmental disaster to mimic one of our movies. That'll be it. We'll get people to be interested in this Adam Driver movie finally that you never heard of before.
That's funny.
So, yeah, it's not good. And okay, here's another couple of like things about this. The people that caused the train derailment, right? The people that caused it is the company that runs the train on the railroad. And then you have the response containment is by the government. Nobody has a strong incentive to be like transparent and honest with information. The government might be like, well, we don't want to cause a panic. And the railroad company would be like, we don't want to say anything that we're going to get sued for just for talking about it. So getting information out of these kind of situations can be like, you got to rely on the government and the railroad company being forthright with the information they're disclosing. I mean, obviously there's like a billowing tower of smoke over there, so they can't and not address it. But that doesn't mean that they can be like, hey, this is really bad. This chemical is like hazardous, and you got to get away from it. So, you can't really trust them. And there were 6. Jeremy says there were 6 separate train derailments yesterday.
I heard something like that there was more than like I saw something that there was a lot of train derailments, and they're like, what the hell is going on? And it's almost like we're shooting down UFOs, trains are derailing all over the place. I mean, is this honestly like don't look over here, look over here? I mean, this is the vibes that I'm getting. The magician's dancing, twirling woman. This is the vibes that I'm getting. Look, we're shooting UFOs out of the sky after we bitched about a balloon that we knew, and now they're just shooting random objects out of the sky and telling us, oh, they're right. That's kind of, they're kind of like listening in our face.
And they're floating this UFO shit. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's not UFOs. Stupid. That's what I told Ashley yesterday. I said, look at me. I said, you know me. I'm the biggest alien believer in the world. Yes, I believe there's UFOs and aliens. Absolutely. Do I believe this bullshit? No. This is a bunch of freaking bull crap.
Now, apparently there was a derailment here in Houston.
I thought there was one in Texas.
Yeah. In Splendor. It's just just east of where I'm at, but I don't know. I don't know anything about it. It didn't impact me.
About this. Are the train derailments now getting a little bit more publicity because of this humongous one in Ohio? Because I've had train derailments here in Kentucky right outside my radio station. You ever heard about this one, JJ? Did you ever hear this one that derailed several years ago right outside my radio station? No, you didn't. Okay, because train derailments happen all the time.
Right.
You just never hear about them. The only reason you're hearing about them, this one, is because because of the contents and what it caused in the sky and in huge environmental disaster and stuff. It's a terrible, terrible disaster. So now that this is on everyone's mind, it makes them hyper alert to any other thing that happens that's similar. So, oh my God, there's a train derailment in Iowa, and there's a train derailment in Texas, and blah, blah, blah. And it's, you look at the statistics, and the railroad company is going to be like, well, there's roughly like 3 every day. Or,
we can barely keep these things on the tracks. We have hundreds of tons of train rolling down the countryside on 2 little pieces of metal. And you know how we change the direction? We move the metal. We can barely keep these things on the fucking tracks.
And that metal out there is on those on the wooden, the ties and everything. I have watched the railroad is the rail is right there. It's right here. I can see it if I cut a window. It's right there. I could freaking toss my coffee cup and hit the track. I've watched them come by that change the rails. They lift up the rail. They'll come by, they'll unhook all of the thing from the board, the rail from the board. And then another machine comes by and lifts it up and knocks the board out from underneath it and puts another one underneath it. Another one comes by and rivets. It's really cool. I've watched the railroad guys come by and they clean the tracks. when they clean, and sparks fly out everywhere. So they've got a car that sits behind it that all it does is spray foam to keep everything from catching on fire. So it's a really cool, when it comes by at dusk and those sparks are flying everywhere, it's a really like beautiful sight.
I'm not at all surprised that trains are derailing. I mean, like,
they
barely keep them on there. It makes,
and that's what I'm getting at by saying all this stuff is that they keep all this stuff going, but
probably there's derailments all the time. It's just that this one was bad. This one was bad, and the car
and now we're
fell off the. Yeah, right. It's like when somebody's like, "Hey, you ever see a Mazda C5 or whatever on the highway?" And you're like, "No, I never seen that." And then you see them like everywhere you turn your head. You're like, "I see these things all over the place."
I've got a good example of that. My daughter's my daughter's half brother has autism, and he is affixed with yellow cars. So we'll always try to get him a yellow Hot Wheel or something. I see a yellow Hot Wheel, you'd buy it for him because he likes yellow cars.
Yeah,
he
likes them.
If there was a yellow car on the highway, he would point out a yellow car. You don't realize how many fucking yellow cars there are on the highway until somebody is pointing out yellow cars. And then you're like, holy shit, there's a lot of yellow fucking cars on the highway.
You guys really like yellow.
Yeah, you don't really know. You assume that there's white and red and black, but yeah, there's a lot of yellow cars but you're not looking for them. So,
all right, let's shift gears a little bit. Hey, go watch Netflix or don't. But honestly, you probably watch that movie. You're like, this is going to be predicting the movie, and you're going to spin the movie up, and you're going to be like, this whole movie, these are just people complaining about interpersonal family drama, like. But the central premise is right there. Okay, so I got this. I got a Valentine's story. My wife, shout out to my wife, submitted this Valentine's story to us yesterday, and I forgot where the button is to get this thing going. All right, here it is. Somebody got a Valentine's gift yesterday, and it was not M&M's. M&M's was fined after 2 factory workers fell into a chocolate tank last June, and there had to be a rescue mission. 2 human beings last June fell into a vat of chocolate, and then they had to be.
How they get those M&M characters? Is that how they?
Oh my.
Did they throw a trans person in the chocolate machine to get the trans character?
No, it's Soylent Green. That's the secret recipe for M&Ms. In June, these first responders were called to the Mars Wrigley facility and found 2 workers trapped in a tank of chocolate that was going to become Dove bars. Oh, it was going to be Dove bars. I think somebody was going to give it to their wife.
I think they got in there on purpose. Like, I want to swim in that.
No way, dude. You'd probably die. I don't know. I don't know if a human is more or less buoyant than melted chocolate.
Right.
Think about chocolate. Chocolate is naturally a solid at room temperature. That's right. It was been a hot.
You and I have common sense, but a lot of people don't have common sense, JJ. So I'm going to ask the question again. Do you think they thought they could swim in that?
I'm going to give it low single digit odds
that they could die from their pores being clogged up.
If you're daydreaming about swimming in a vat of chocolate, you're having a problem. You need to stop
swimming in a vat of chocolate. That would be awesome if I could do it with no consequences.
But then if you do it, it's very dangerous. So these 2 individuals were contractors employed by a cleaning company, and they were rescued by fire crews who had to cut a hole in the chocolate vat to help them get out. They were in it in such a way that they had to cut a hole in the vat, which is probably like a giant steel drum. So anyway, this happened. So Mars has been fined. I don't know what do you think the appropriate fine is for having people in your vat of chocolate? I don't even know what it is. Yeah. And then I bet you those workers are going to get a little bit of a lawsuit and probably, sue. Hey, this wasn't safe. You guys had us cleaning this thing. It wasn't safe. We fell in.
That's probably what
maybe.
I mean, don't you think
maybe that was the gag?
Chocolate would taste different with a little.
I think if you were stuck in a vat of chocolate, you might never eat chocolate again. You might have PTSD from Hershey's bars.
It's grody, Jody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Happy Valentine's. Let's see. That's I think that's the most Valentine's story I've got. You have a bunch of stories here. You got time for your UFOs are real, or you want to hold off till you're done with your thing in a minute?
No, I have. See, that's why I didn't want to give you times, is because I'm not hard times. I've got about 5 minutes.
Well, let's stay on Mars, but let's go to Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk. Huh?
I would like to send both of these guys to Mars.
They should absolutely go to Mars. Absolutely. Let Jeff and Elon, you guys go first. You get all the glory. Find out everything you can about this planet, and then, maybe come back and let us know if we should go.
I'm not I don't always agree with Neil deGrasse Tyson with the certain things that he says and whatnot. It's not that I don't agree. It's just that sometimes I just don't like him on certain things. But I do like him when he says that these guys wanting to go to Mars, it's ridiculous. We can terraform
Does he
Earth.
Say that?
If we could terraform Mars, we can terraform Earth. Okay? We need to fix Earth. To me, this is, I've just always thought there's more to this. There's more to, we want to set up a space station. If we can get people living on Mars, then we are closer to the asteroid belt to be able to mine all of that stuff. And from, their guesstimations on one of these asteroids and whatnot that comes by is going to be like 50 million times all of the gold we have on Earth or some bullshit. So of course that wouldn't make someone that's the richest person on Earth drool even more. I can be the richest person in all sorts of the solar system.
I'm going to make gold even less valuable than it already is.
So to me, this mission to Mars is not all about we must save mankind and help with humanity. It's not all about that to me. We can fix Earth, or Earth is really not even that broken. It's just certain parts that we could fix. And if you can terraform Mars, you can easily terraform Earth.
I mean, these guys should send a mission to Washington, D.C., see if they can terraform Washington.
Look, Elon's already tried to fix Twitter. Look what he done there.
Yeah,
we fired a bunch of fucking low-life losers. We've banned a bunch of pedophiles on Twitter.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Figured out that the FBI runs Twitter and lies to your face all the damn time. All because
wait a second, the government was lying to us. What?
Yeah.
What? Who would have thought this? Twitter was outstandingly entertaining there for a couple of months, but it's kind of been dull and tame for a minute. Yeah. All right. So NASA apparently has picked Blue Origin's new Glenn launch vehicle for their 2024 probe launch, which would change the balance of power between Bezos and Elon Musk. So Elon obviously is super famous for not only Tesla and a bunch of other stuff that he's either bought or developed, but he basically pioneered these rockets that you can fly up in the air and then fly them back down and land them right where you want. So Amazon did the same thing. So you have kind of like the Amazon version of a reusable reusable rocket. And apparently NASA has picked. Now, why would NASA pick Blue Origin? We've got dozens, maybe more than dozens of successful launch and deployments of satellites and other stuff by Elon Musk's SpaceX company. And Blue Origin has put like a couple people in orbit a couple times. Like I never hear about Blue Origin. So why would NASA pick the Blue Origin launch vehicle for this Mars probe? Not sure why. But you do know that since it's NASA and it's government money, it's a big, big fat wad of cash. And that gives Jeff Bezos a lot of clout and in. And it makes sense because, Elon has been basically rattling the cages on Twitter and elsewhere, rattling the government cages and trying to show people that, like, hey, we got a bunch of like collusion and corruption in here. So it kind of makes sense that the government, aka NASA, would be empowering the rival of Elon Musk, who is bringing a lot of attention towards government stomping and treading all over civil rights. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, the Blue Origin rockets look like a giant penis. Maybe that's it. The billionaire space race is firing up. Let's see. NASA's Escape and Plasma Acceleration and Dynamics Explorers mission, known as Escapade. Oh my God. Jeff Bezos is worse than a Disney cartoon villain. This is so stupid. It consists of twin probes that will send back vital information about how the red planet's magnetosphere interacts with solar wind. Escapade's findings will be important for long-stay astronaut and eventually space colonists who will need to know about the risks of radiation exposure on the planet's surface. I'm willing to put money right now on there isn't enough and there's a lot of radiation. So far, NASA hasn't used Bezos' company for any of its launches. In fact, the Blue Origin spacecraft has yet to reach true Earth orbit yet. Oh my God. Something Amazon founder Elon Musk never tires of pointing out. So NASA has selected Bezos' company for its Mars probe launch, in spite of the fact that Blue Origin has not yet reached orbit. They've gone to suborbital, but they've never reached orbit. So this is so ridiculous. This is so dumb. Okay. Did you hear that, Deacon? I don't know if you heard that. You were talking.
I missed yeah.
NASA chose Amazon for this probe to Mars.
Yeah, in spite of the fact that didn't they have like a contract with them or something?
Well, I mean, they signed these contracts for missions and whatever, they're long term. But they chose Bezos' company, but Blue Origin, his company, has never achieved orbit. It's only arrived suborbital, floated up there, and come back down. Whereas, SpaceX has been putting satellites up in space and stuff. They've gone all the way to the space station. So,
well, then that tells you that there's something else involved. All right, exactly. that should tell you that there's something else involved rather than just getting stuff to space. Okay.
Yep.
There's logistics. There's stocks. There's board members. There's something else involved with this bullshit.
Yeah. A bunch of government people will be like, we're mad at Elon Musk. We can no longer control people's minds with Twitter.
Yep. Exactly. We're going to take a bunch of money away from him because he made us look like an idiot.
Yep. Okay. Let's see. How about this? Baffled pilots shot down mystery object over Alaska, say it interfered with sensors. UFOs, Deacon. It was a UFO. Well, first of all, let me remind you, we have an office of UFOs in DC. The office of UFOs. It's like we have a national government office.
Now, we as a society have done what we as a society do. We take words that mean one thing and we give them a different meaning. And now that word has that different meaning now forever. It doesn't mean what it intended on meaning. Like the word that we use on this show that probably pisses off everybody every time we do it, retard and retarded. That is a Latin word that means slow. It's a musical term called a retard. It's when the song slows down. That was what it was initially meant for when I would say JJ's being a little retarded. JJ's retarded today. That means JJ is moving a little slow today. His brain is a little slow. But it was used as a derogatory term. All right. So this is the exact same thing that we've used for the word
and that's not nice.
UFO. You used it twice in that sentence, UFO, and both times it made people think alien.
Saucer.
Alien. You automatically, when you hear UFO, you've taken those three letters and you think of an alien saucer. And UFO stands for unidentified flying object. That doesn't mean that it's an alien. That means that it's unidentified object that was flying in the fucking sky. Okay? There's a lot of UFOs that we have found that have ended up being test planes.
Yeah. Or drones, or, could be all kinds of stuff. This is from dailystar.co.uk, and let's see. Oh, they are a 100 out of 100 reliable news source. Baffled pilots who shot down mystery object over Alaska say it interfered with sensors. The mystery object shot down by U.S. fighters over Alaska is not thought to be connected to the Chinese spy balloon downed on February 4th. And a Pentagon spokesperson says it was like comparing apples and oranges. Perhaps apples and smaller apples. The pilots of the U.S. Air Force F-35 fighters. Man, we spent F-35s after these things. These jets are so expensive. We have spent so much money on F-35 program. Sent to intercept the object. Say it was interfering with sensors of the aircraft before they shot it down. The 3 unidentified objects have been spotted over North America in the past 10 days. The first giant airship, this is the size of 3 buses. That's the one we allowed to cross the entire continental North American states, and then we popped it over the Atlantic Ocean, because that's how you do. The size of 3 buses is understood to have originated in China, although the U.S. and Chinese governments disagree about its exact purpose. While the Pentagon says it was a spy balloon, China says the big airship was a civilian craft designed to monitor weather systems. Okay. All right. The U.S. Air Force, let's see, the 2 smaller ones in recent days are not explained. And we haven't seen any pictures of them. This is the big one that we saw on the 4th, but we haven't seen any pictures of the small one.
We haven't seen pictures of the downed Chinese weather balloon either. We saw some bullshit picture that they tried to show you that was like, look, here's us throwing Osama's body in the water. See that little white dot? That was us throwing Osama's body in the water. That's what that was. And we got the same bullshit with this weather balloon. You see that over there? That's us pulling up the weather balloon. That's what that is. So y'all forget about it. Oh, look, a train derailed. Oh my God. Is that Blink 182 over there? Holy shit. Look over there. Exactly what happens in this fucking country.
Karine Jean-Pierre was asked, I think, at least once, and not just her. There was some other guy up at the White House press thing, asked at least once if they thought that these were like UFOs, and the White House had the opportunity to be like, no, they were not UFOs and spaceships and spacemen. That doesn't exist. They could have said that, but instead their answer was something more along the lines of, we don't think that's something that everybody needs to worry about.
See, just by answering that way, they have added so much more blankets to the fucking story that.
Yeah. It's like, guys, can you just be honest? What is it with government?
They don't even have to be honest. I want them to quit pissing on me and telling me it's rain. If you're going to piss on me, just go, yeah, it's piss. Sorry. I don't be like, yeah, it's rain. You see what I mean? Quit lying intentionally to me like I'm a fucking idiot.
Former manager of DoD Aerospace Threat Program. UFOs are real. UFOs are real. Okay. Some former high-level officials and scientists with deep black experience. This is Huffington Post, so take it for what you will. Let's see what the Huffington Post rating is. 87 out of 100. They're more authentically news than this show is. Insiders have come out with a long-standing connections to the government agencies, which may have some programs investigating unidentified aerial phenomena, aka UFOs. The team includes a 25-year-old CIA Directorate of Operations. You have 25 years of the CIA experience. Is this somebody you should believe anything they say? No, you shouldn't believe anything they say. Lockheed Martin program director for Advanced Systems Skunk Works and a former deputy assistant. Today marked the official launch of the To the Stars Academy of Arts and Sciences, an innovative public benefit corporation which will advance research into unexplained aerial phenomena and develop related technology. We believe there are discoveries within our reach that will revolutionize the human experience. Sounds like they are ginning up publicity to get money. I think these guys are after money. Anyway, so apparently they're saying things like UFOs are real. The UFOs are not flying saucers. They are blimps, balloons, drones.
How do you know?
I don't know. I'm asking you what you think. What do you think? You think UFOs are real? I mean, obviously you think aliens are real, but
yes.
That doesn't mean that they're coming to Earth.
No, JJ, this world has been visited by these people for thousands of fucking years. Our ancestors have tried to tell us this. We are just stupid and we have blinders on and we refuse to see what it actually is. Okay. Our ancestors passed along stories to us about these gods that did all these things. And we think that it's just mythical stories. Okay. All right. Yes, I believe that. Anyone in the chat that wants to think that I'm a fucking moron, I don't care. I have been called a lot worse by myself in the mirror at night. Okay. So you're not going to hurt my feelings.
Shame. Live in shame.
There is a train coming. I can hear it. I hope it doesn't derail. I will keep my microphone on just to make sure that it doesn't derail.
Choo choo. Well, we've all seen what's the most convincing evidence that you've seen besides, besides pictures drawn on caves walls or stuff like that? What's the most convincing evidence? Have you seen that F-18 pilot video?
There's not one single piece of evidence. It is statistics. It's mathematical statistics. It's common sense. It's space and astronomy knowledge. It's videos from pilots. It's testimonies from pilots from all over the world. One of the most convincing ones was an Airbus like warehouse Chinese, huge freaking Chinese airplane. And the Chinese pilots couldn't explain what the fuck they were seeing in the air. And they could not. And I can't remember where I heard this and how long ago it was, but it blew my mind. These Chinese guys. There's all kinds of stuff, even all this ancient stuff. I mean, read about Mount Shasta up in Washington. Just read about the crazy shit that goes on with that mountain alone. Okay. It's craziness. So yes, a little bit of everything has made me come to the conclusion that yes, I believe what I believe. Can you hear the train?
Choo choo. Cross your fingers. Doesn't derail.
I know. Let's hope that it doesn't derail.
Ooh. I think they know that they're passing a radio station, dude.
They do. No. I've said that before, but right there is a road crossing and about 70, not even a football field, like 70 yards that way is another main road crossing for the main road. This is a side road. They have to blow their horns before they get through up to every road crossing. So a lot of them, because these two road crossings are so close and we're right in the freaking middle of two road crossings, they just blow their horn all the way through. And that's what I've joked. I'll say that on the air sometimes when I'm talking on the air and the train comes through. I'll be like, they strategically placed this radio station right next to a railroad.
All right. Okay, last thing. Let's do some fun stuff before we go. Did you watch the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer yet? And did you watch the Flash trailer yet?
I haven't seen the new Guardians of the Galaxy trailer that was on during the Super Bowl. I did not get to see that.
Let's watch it. You want to watch it? Interested? I know sometimes you just love watching trailers with me.
As long as we don't get copyright killed by whoever the fuck.
Disney's okay about us doing that. Hello, Sweet Pea. Okay. Come here. Let's watch Guardians of the Galaxy trailer together. Okay. Look at here. We got a guest in our audience.
What can I have, Uncle Deacon?
Oh, she got a Valentine's dragon.
That is so cool.
What's the dragon's name?
What's his name?
Ruskin.
Ruskin? Oh, you're calling it Ruskin from the Dragon books?
Yeah.
Here you go. Here you go. You can listen, okay?
His name is Ruskin, Uncle Deacon.
That is so cool. I love that name. He's cool. Hold him up to the camera so I can see him.
Hold it up. Here.
He looks awesome. Does he breathe fire?
Yeah.
Awesome.
When does he breathe fire? When he sneezes?
Yeah, and when he drinks, and when he stinks,
when he eats those peppers, those red peppers.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna watch. See this thing on the left. We're gonna watch that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Don't move, or the thing will drop out, and you won't be able to hear. Here we go. Let's do this. This is the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 trailer for the movie coming out. I think it's coming out in June. Uh-oh. Yep. Don't worry. I'll help you.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm Star-Lord.
Can I get it for you?
Yeah, go ahead.
I formed the Guardians. Met a girl, fell in love. That girl died, but then she came back. Came back a total dick.
Oh, please. He left out some important information, but that is the gist of it.
I love Rainbow. That's an awesome song.
Oh,
that was
sorry.
Oh yeah, it's Rainbow.
Yeah, what's that? Oh,
that's Rainbow.
You're talking about the music.
Rainbow. Yeah.
All right, give me that. Let me see that. Let me go through the speakers here, okay? Give me the thing. Thanks. I'm just gonna put it up. All right, here we go.
My sacred mission is to create the perfect society.
He didn't want to make things perfect. He just hated things the way they are.
I want you all to know that I'm grateful to fight beside my friends.
Incinerate them.
We were always searching for a family.
Until
we found each other.
There's the new one.
Are you ready for one last ride?
We'll all fly away together.
Into the forever and beautiful sky.
That's cool.
Whoever it was that you were in love with, it sounds more like her.
Her? That's ridiculous. Do not bring me into this.
Knock it off!
What?
Just never noticed how black your eyes were.
They were replaced by my father as a method of torture.
He picked a pretty set.
All right. Okay, comes out in May. All right. There's some good stuff there, I think, maybe. Let's see.
Oh, yes. So there was some Easter eggs in there. Okay?
Yeah. What'd you find out?
Marvel teases that Kraglin, finally maybe mastered Yondu's arrow. You had that picture of Kraglin holding the arrow, and that's
hold on, I got that. Here you go.
That's been kind of a thing that was especially in the Christmas thing that I think they teased on it as well. At the very beginning, go back to the very beginning when they're marching. They may have the new team member. There is a small creature spotted right between Mantis and Nebula on the ground. And there's another picture of it in there, and they called it Blurp. All right.
Oh yeah, it's this fuzzy thing.
Yeah,
I can't find them.
It appears to it's right at the very beginning. They say it appears to be an original, not to the movie, and not based on any existing character from Marvel.
Okay.
So
I'm
here,
looking for
watch
this
right
thing.
here. Move our faces. See right there between. You see it right there between Nebula and Mantis. See,
Oh, right
jump.
down here.
Yeah, watch right in
there.
between. It'll jump right there. Watch it.
Okay.
Now,
All right.
start it and watch it jump.
And and before I do that, these guys are wearing the Guardians of the Galaxy uniforms from the early
Comics from
2000s run.
Yeah,
It's the blue
that's
and
when
red costumes.
Yeah,
I like those.
those are the ones that I like too. You see it jumping?
Yeah, I saw it kind of hop a little bit.
And then there's another spot in there when it's right down there, like above where my head is.
Or are they singing the whole dance?
Like,
is that the
I saw it. I saw a close up of it down here somewhere.
Yeah, it was down there.
I don't see. I don't see it right away.
Okay.
What else? What other?
We saw Mr. Adam Warlock. What'd you think about that, man? I think he looks pretty good so far.
I've seen some photos of him. I kind of want to see him in action. This guy that's playing him, we've seen him in other stuff.
Yeah.
Here he's right here. Let's see.
Alter. Did he say his name?
There's Adam Warlock. So he comes out of the pod from the first movie. They had that cocoon thing, and then
Daddy.
He's supposed to be the peak version of that species.
That species that was already.
That is not an Infinity Stone. It is some kind of other gem. We don't know what it is or what it's for.
Okay,
but this guy's got superpowers.
Nebula has a new arm. Gamora is carrying a wounded Rocket through there. We see Lila the Otter in there a couple of times. You see the High Evolutionary actually working on her, and she is an actual character from the comic books. It says that the shot of Peter looking perplexed as they fly towards the planet that resembles Earth all but confirms that the MCU is about to adapt a major location from the Marvel Comics. Introduced in the pages of The Power of Adam Warlock, Counter-Earth is a duplicate of Earth created by the High Evolutionary. Looking to build his own world, the villain populated it with human clones to make it as closest to the original as possible. This appears to be the site of the suburban city visited by the Guardians in the first trailer. Remember, they visit that city, and it's got all the little animals and whatnot on it, and they guessed then that was going to be the High Evolutionary city because that's what he does.
Yes.
So Counter Earth is they show Counter Earth.
I don't know if I could find the shot of it, but it looks like Earth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here we go. There it is.
About the High Evolutionary. How he looks.
I'm a little bit like okay, so I remember the High Evolutionary being like white and magenta or silver and magenta, and fully masked up all the time. And I read these back in the 80s, so I remember this, and he's been used since then, but that was like the big story back then. This is definitely a kind of different imagination of the character, and I don't necessarily like the stuff that you see right here, whereas like his face is stretched over whatever he's done here.
I kind of like that. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like that, dude. It's kind of.
It's still a little creepy to me.
It is.
You know what it reminds? It reminds me of Brazil a little bit. There's this scene in Brazil where this woman is constantly getting her face like tucked and stretched to make her look younger. Looks a little like that. And then here's a shot where he looks like a human. So I don't know if during the movie he is making himself less and less and less like human as he's going.
Well, maybe by the end of the movie, he's got a purple mask on.
Maybe, that's cool. And do you think there's going to be any visual confusion between his costume and we have Kang coming out like in a week?
No.
So you don't think so?
No.
Now, did you see him doing this levitation stuff? Like this, I don't know if they thought that this was just going to look cool or whatever, but it looked like he was just very intensely levitating. I don't know where it is. It's around here somewhere. There is the shot of Rocket getting experimented on as a. Oh, I bet you that human shot of
that's not
the
Rocket,
High Evolutionary.
I think.
Oh,
Isn't
that's
it?
Lila.
No, it might be. That might be Rocket as a
It might
little
be Rocket, but this could be like, like a flashback or way earlier, and then the human version of the High Evolutionary maybe much earlier in the
Yeah,
timeline, and
that's
like as a
true.
memory. Okay, that makes a little more sense. What do you think about the little? It looks like it's early in the movie because of the costume they're wearing, but this little like inner exchange between Peter and Gamora and then Nebula, and Nebula is like, it sounds like you're talking about Nebula, and then Peter's like looks over and he's like, oh, I'm not in love with her. Am I in love with her? He's thinking about it. I find Karen Gillian's performance in this scene to be a little bit stiff, but that's okay. All right. What do you guys think? Are you guys gonna go watch this Guardians 3? I mean, Guardians 1 was like amazing. Guardians 2, good. Not as good as Guardians 1. Well, how do you feel about this? Will you go watch this in the theater, or do you wait for it to come out on Disney Plus? Deacon.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm a poor person. I wait for this to come out where I can steal it somewhere. I'm not even going to pay Disney Plus anymore because I don't agree with. I don't like some of the shit that Disney tries.
Anti-white propaganda.
I don't like that, so I've stopped giving Disney that portion of my money.
You gonna get it on Dave Plex or Doug Plex or whatever?
Doug Plex, that's right. We'll call it.
All right.
I call it Tim Plex. We won't even get his name right.
Yeah, let's just get it wrong. Oh, there's Wobbly Bits. that and innuendo is more than an Italian suppository. Italian suppository.
I liked
Wobbly Bits.
I like the Guardians 1 and 2 movies, but I'm one of those stupid people that likes all the movies that most of the when the media tells us that the movie's stupid and everybody's like, I hate that movie, Love and Thunder. It was stupid, and everyone should think that movie's stupid because I hated it. I'm usually the person that's like, I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it was good. And then people are like, you're dumb because your opinion is different than mine. And so welcome to my
right
life.
now.
That's my life. You're dumb.
I just want fun adventures that have heart. Like just for a minute, let me care about something.
I'm not looking for a home run movie every time I watch a movie. That's what I think everybody looks for when they go to a movie. They want it to be knocked out of the park, and not all movies are going to knock it out of the park. Some of them are just mediocrely entertaining.
Or they can do like one interesting thing. A movie can do like one thing that, like, if it's adequate across the board, but it has like one interesting thing, that's all right.
Yeah, that's why I don't go to the movies anymore, because why in the world am I going to spend, $40 or $50 on something that's just mediocre? I want a home run,
All right.
And no, I don't think Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is going to be a home run. Is it going to be emotional at times and probably move you because it's going to be kind of the last chapter of this iteration of Guardians of the Galaxy? Right. Yeah, it'll probably move you a little bit, and you'll probably, that was good. I love that movie.
They're going to... It's very obviously the primary, conflict in this movie is between Rocket and the High Evolutionary. High Evolutionary took Rocket and made him into like a cyborg, angry little monster. And
they're going
he's probably bitter about
they're going to play that up big time in that movie. They're going
and
to
you're going to feel sorry for Rocket. And what's that, Lila? You said Lila?
Lila the otter.
Lila is going to be the proxy for a sympathetic Rocket. We've seen Rocket be a real dickhead, but Lila is innocent, and he's doing the same thing to Lila that he did to Rocket. So she's going to be the proxy. So you're going to have these fuzzy animals that you're going to
Cosmo, Cosmo the dog there as well.
Yeah,
Cosmo, right. The Russian cosmonaut dog that went up in space.
Oh, there was one more thing that I think maybe you didn't see. You know how you have Nowhere is the let's see. Let me see if I can find it.
I'm gonna have to go here in a minute.
All right. Oh, did I find it? So Nowhere is like this head of a celestial, right? And it appears that during part of the movie, that the Guardians are approaching something that appears to be a different type of orifice of a celestial. Yeah,
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I don't know if I could find it fast enough, and we got to get out of here. But you got something to look forward to there if you're into Tukuses. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow. Choo choo, and adios.